Hi everybody, I'm Ashley, the Director of Host Accounts for Trafalgar, Brendan Vacations, and Cost Saver. And today we're going to be talking about the first in our trend series. We've been doing a lot of research to see what's trending for 2019, and we wanted to pass this information on to you, our travel advisors, so that you can really implement this into your travel business. Trafalgar has been around for 72 years, and so we are the old grand dame, if you will, when it comes to suppliers in the industry. We're part of the Travel Corporation family, and together the Travel Corporation is one of the largest travel companies in the world. And so behind all of this buying power and behind all of these brands, we have the opportunity to really keep our pulse on what's going on in our industry. We all sell the world, and so if a part of the world becomes unavailable or has reasons or objections for people to get there, then it really affects all of our business. And we see a few things that are happening within the world that are affecting travel. And we think it's important for you as our travel advisor partners to really be aware of these trends that are going to be coming over the next couple of years so that you can start to implement changes and implement conversations that are going to help address some of these trends in a very positive way. We are agents first when it comes to working with you, our travel partners, and we hear that you're always looking for what's new, what's coming. And again, as a large corporation, we're constantly keeping our pulse on this as well because it affects not only our business, but it affects you as well. And as our most important partner, it's really important that we're able to share this information for you. So we hear that you want to know what consumers are looking for this year and into next year. And you might be surprised at some of the information that we found. We were looking at data and research from companies like American Express Travel Services to Skift.com, which does tons of research. And we've even held focus groups ourselves to really be able to dig into some of these trends. And here's some of the information that we found. We're going to focus on trend number 1. And one of the things that we're wondering is, has travel lost its appeal? And we ask ourselves this because we got some really interesting information. First of all, and something that's really good for you as a travel advisor, is that 89% of people feel like travel is difficult to plan. You know from going online and you work with really reputable travel suppliers that there can be a ton of information out there. So people are overwhelmed with choices. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to look. They don't know if they're getting the best deal. It's very overwhelming. 61% of people feel like when they get into the destination that it's very crowded, maybe overly crowded. And so these two things can really lead to some very negative experiences when it comes to travel. What's interesting is that 47% of people feel guilty if they don't see all the sites of a destination. They feel like if they're going to Egypt, they have to check off that visit to the pyramids. If they're going to Paris, they have to check off that visit to the Eiffel Tower, or that vacation never existed, it never happened. And they feel that sense of guilt if for some reason they don't have time, or they don't have interest, or they want to do something else, and they don't check off those standard experiences. 49% of people, though, when they go, they feel like those experiences aren't even real. They're not very authentic. And that's because we've seen them for so many years online. We see pictures of the Eiffel Tower in just about every single travel marketing piece out there. Seeing the sites is done. You've seen them online. Visiting them doesn't really seem that authentic then. What's even worse is that we feel digitally tied to our devices. 53% of people feel pressure to upload that perfect Instagram picture, that perfect social media picture, or else they feel like their vacation wasn't real. They don't feel like their friends would believe or their followers would believe that they actually were in this destination, which has led to some really unfortunate incidents of people trying to pose and stage pictures to be able to capture that perfect Instagram moment or that perfect Facebook picture. And all they're doing is spending time trying to capture that picture, not actually be in the destination. What's even worse is that we can't even disconnect digitally. 63% of people feel like they have to check the news. 57% of people are checking their social media, generally checking the pictures that they've already posted to see what kind of likes or engagement they've gotten with them. 51% of people still check their emails when they're on vacation. So people feel like going on vacation is not any different than being at home. We have to ask ourselves, what has travel become then? If we're stressed out planning, we're stressed out when we're on trips, we feel guilty and we feel pressure to keep up with the Joneses and post that perfect picture from our vacation, are we even having fun when we travel? So that was all really depressing. And when we were looking at the data, we thought to ourselves, well, we know what people don't like or what they're having trouble with. So does good travel exist? And we went back to our focus groups and we asked them, what exactly is good travel to you? And we got some really great information from them. We found out that for most people, good travel falls into one of 4 categories. The first is being able to step away from the daily life and pressures of daily life. I want to be able to disconnect from all that digital crap I have to deal with. I don't want to have to run errands. I don't have to worry about getting the kids to soccer practice or to school or their after-school activities. I want to step away from all of that and just disconnect for a bit. A lot of people also find good travel to be experiencing something new. So doing something where they're learning, they're being educated, they're appreciating a new culture, they're learning a new technique, being able to engage in their vacation. Some people really find that good travel is being surprised and challenged. Recently, I was hosting a group of agents in Costa Rica, and several of them mentioned the fact that they're city people. They're city girls that don't like to be outside, they don't like the bugs, they don't like the nature, and they were really doing this trip to challenge themselves. And at the end of the week, they had the most amazing experience, because even though they may have been afraid of whitewater rafting or zip lining or being out in nature, they did it and they had the most amazing time, because that is good travel to them. And the 4th category is spending time with loved ones at a relaxed state of mind, being able to just have these amazing memories where they're all enjoying themselves without all the worries of daily life. So ultimately, happiness, wellness, and doing something new is really what creates good travel. Even more than that, happiness is more important than being successful to 83% of people. Being well is more important than being wealthy. You've heard this time and time again, but vacations where you're having a new experience is way more important to people than one where they get to check off all the sites. In fact, it's important to 70% of people out there. And we know that this is true because we saw earlier that people feel pressure to check those sites off. They feel pressure to post pictures in front of them, to post pictures that are different so that they can stand out on social media. So when they can forego all of that stress, and they can just have a good experience, they're so much happier. 74% of people think that having experiences is more important than having things. And doing something new is really appealing to 71% of people than staying in their comfort zone. So it's all about getting people these experiences that fit with good travel. Overwhelmingly, though, 91% of people agree at its best, travel gives us perspective. When you go on that great vacation, and you can think about your last trip, you go on that great vacation and you have those amazing experiences, you challenge yourself, you learn something new, you're making these memories, you're in the moment, and it does help put everything else into perspective. Life seems a little bit less stressful, your family seems a little bit more connected, you're having an amazing time with your new friends that you're meeting, and it just all gels together and it really makes everybody happy. So we know good travel exists because that's exactly what Trafalgar has been delivering to guests for the last 72 years. And here's how we're ensuring that it's being done right. We think it's time to travel differently, and it's time to talk about travel differently. Trafalgar provides guided vacations all over the world that are really harnessing in on this idea. And it starts with real ease. We just saw how stressed out people are from the planning process to the being on vacation process. And so they're looking for the opportunity to feel that childlike wonder again and just really enjoy themselves without having to worry about anything. They don't want to have to figure out how they're getting from point A to point B. They don't want to figure out how to buy tickets, how to navigate a different language. They just want to be able to walk out into a destination and instantly immerse themselves into that culture. And that's what Real Ease is all about. It starts with a local travel director who is really an expert in the destination you're visiting. They're going to help you navigate all of the cultural norms of the place you're going to. They're going to help you understand what the tipping is like, what is considered taboo in that area, what's a behavior that you should avoid to be culturally acceptable, so that you can really kind of meld yourself into the culture of the place that you're visiting. They're also going to help give you really local, authentic recommendations, places that they would eat with their friends and family, shops that they would go to get, traditional items, not just touristy souvenirs. They're going to tell you the places to go to get the best unique views of some of those iconic sites. So instead of doing the tried and true, the experience that everybody does at the Eiffel Tower, why not go see it from a fresh new perspective? And we're going to stay in the heart of some amazing places and some really unique properties that have some fantastic stories. So it's going to give you even more opportunity to just be in the moment and to enjoy yourself. We combine that with the ability to really connect with locals, to hear their stories, and to understand their personalities. It is doing things that you love with the immersion into the culture of the destination. We actually started that at Trafalgar about 10 years ago when we introduced the Be My Guest experiences, or Connect with Locals. And this is where we have our guests go into the home of a local family or a local personality. It might be their house, their vineyard, their castle, their farm, and we get to sit down to a traditional homemade lunch or dinner. And just breaking bread with people from all over the world is an instant way to bond. And these are unique experiences that guests can have with Trafalgar. We also have really cool things like being able to make a difference. Today's traveler is concerned about the environment, concerned about the economy of the places that they're visiting. And so we've included experiences that help them make a positive impact in that destination and specifically in the local people's lives that they're visiting. We also have these great local specialists. They're passionate about the places that they live, and they're passionate about other topics like gardening or culinary, and they're sharing that knowledge and that information with guests as they travel. So these real connections combine together to help people have authentic experiences within the destination, to have real memories that they're creating when they participate and they engage and they put down the phone and they're there and they're in the moment. When you combine Real Ease with the real connections of the destination, it helps customers and guests unlock real joy on their vacation. They get to really remember what's important. They get to put everything into perspective like they're looking for with their good travel experience. And they just get to have a great time. They don't have to worry about things. They don't have to feel that stress and that pressure. Plus, they're guaranteed to get that local cultural immersion, which they're all looking for. And Real Joy is backed up by the fact that we have thousands of reviews that are completely unedited and unfiltered on our website. 54% of people will repeat a Trafalgar vacation within a year. We're the most award-winning company in travel, and they'll be one of over 5 million happy people that have traveled with our brand. So travel truly should inspire people, and we know that good travel is about good conversations. It's meeting with good people and spending time, good times with good people. And that's what we call the good life at Trafalgar. Your vacation you should be carefree, happy, inspired, engaged, and learning, trying something new, pushing boundaries, culturally immersing yourself in the destination. And that's really what travel's all about, and that's what the good life is all about. So I hope you have had the opportunity to take some great bits of information back about what is good travel, and join us in our next series about over-tourism.